This is the heart of our story.
Hello everyone, welcome to Switchup and welcome to the second part of our new series named Would I Refund? The basic idea of this, if you haven't seen part 1, to which there will be a link in the top pinned comment, is that we will treat the Switch almost like the Steam refund system where you get 2 hours to play a game and then you can get your money back. Obviously no such system exists on the Switch, but hopefully by us giving our thoughts and impressions of a game after 2 hours of play, it will steer you in the right direction as to whether it's a game you should be looking at. The game I'm going to be looking at today is Raji, an Ancient Epic, a game that released after the recent Indie World presentation. So having played the first 2 hours of the game, would I refund if I could? Well, thank you to the publishing team for the review code. Let's find out. You take on the role of Raji as she tries to get her brother back after he is taken by demons. The opening story is told through a lovely use of marionette style animation as well as some silhouetted work, and further information is dropped in by way of paintings that you find, as well as the gods discussing your predicament as you play. The Hindu deities Brahma, Durga and Vishnu have all entrusted you with power in order to help you on your quest, as well as gifting you the Trishul to use as a weapon. The gameplay itself then is reminiscent of some of the Prince of Persia games, namely the games around the Wii, Xbox 360, PS3 era, games like Sands of Time. You will be traversing many platforms, as well as doing things like wall runs and balancing on beams to get across particular hazards. And all of this takes place from a fixed perspective, albeit the camera is very dynamic. What I mean by that is you cannot control the view that you get, it is fixed, but the camera pans and swoops as you move along. It can be a little difficult at first to line up your jumps properly, and you will have a few deaths because of this, but the checkpoints are fairly frequent and it was never a big deal. As I said then, you have your weapon that you will use to defeat the various monsters that come your way, and you have a light and heavy attack performed with Y and X respectively, but you can also combine these with a number of wall jumps or spinning from poles etc. to increase your reach and do further damage. The combat system itself actually reminded me very much of a game on the Xbox 360 again, named Dante's Inferno, and what I mean by that is that you will be doing a lot of light, heavy attacks, whittling your enemy's health down, and then there will be a prompt whereby you can press that button and do a finishing move of sorts. You will also be able to charge up a special move at times which you can use to harm many enemies at once. The backdrops are quite breathtaking, and from what I've seen so far in the 2 hours I've played, you go from outside into temples and such as well, and it really does look quite beautiful. The wall paintings and the sources of light that you come across really do just add a great effect. Audio wise, the game is fully voice acted and the music is of a traditional Indian nature, and it all blends nicely with those beautiful graphics to really pull the story together.
What has happened here?
She can feel the foulness of this place.
You are surprised?
Performance wise, there are some slight stutters at times, really slight, nothing that will really affect the game. You'll just notice when Raj is walking through things like long grass, the game just slows down ever so slightly at those times. Once about an hour in, you also unlock the ability to be able to add orbs to a skill tree, and you can power up your weapons by way of this too. Once you get moving, it does have a nice fluidity to it, especially when you're doing those wall runs, jumping up to platforms, sliding down tapestries within the temples, and almost bouncing among enemies within an arena based area, jumping from one to the next to do a bit of damage. When it comes together, it does feel really fluid. You do have some control problems in terms of sometimes getting stuck to walls or not being able to jump off the way you want, or accidentally throwing yourself off the side of the cliff because of that. It's almost to be expected with games of this nature where you're climbing on walls, hanging on ledges, and after a while you do get used to it. It's never a major issue. Price wise then, this one costs $24.99, that's pounds, dollars and euros, or 37 Australian dollars 95. It does have 10% off until the 30th of August, and it will take up 6 gigabytes of your system storage. So to ask the question then, given the chance, would I get a refund on this game? No, I would not. I'm really enjoying it. If you like Prince of Persia, or like I said, games like Dante's Inferno, with that arena based combat as well as the athletic climbing, wall clinging, wall running, etc., then I'm sure you'll have a lot of fun here. For that price, I do wish it had released physically as well, but having been a game that dropped out of nowhere, perhaps that will come later on down the line. There you go then, I hope this helps you make a decision on this game. It's not the cheapest, so it's one that I'm sure some people would want some sort of second opinion on, and it's one I'm most certainly enjoying after 2 hours of play. I hope you're enjoying this new series. Check out part 1 if you haven't seen it. The link is down in that top pinned comment. A quick thank you to our Patreons as always for your continued support, and to each and every one of you for watching our videos. Take care, stay safe, and until next time, happy gaming.